Hello, welcome back. I'm Jeff Byers. This is Annie 150, and we're on Module 4, and we are actually going to create a high poly model. So we can go ahead and get this into Substance Painter and bake those maps. So we're going to start with the easy part. So I'm going to go ahead and what I usually like to do is hide select. So I'm going to do Control 1. So hold down the Control and 1. That lets you go back and forth between hiding the object and unhiding. So Control 1. So we're going to hide that. Alright, so let's kind of get an idea what's going to happen here. We're going to do some high poly modeling just like we did with the food can. It's called hard surface modeling. And what this does, when I hit the 3 key, we don't want things to close off. Now this one really won't be a problem because the end is not finished, meaning that we took the end off of it, the polygon's off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the 1 key again, and I'm going to hold down the Shift key and right click over this and go to Insert Edge Loop, and we're going to go ahead and insert an edge loop right to the top, and we're going to go ahead and do the same thing to the bottom. There we go. And when I'm done, I'm going to hit the Q key and right click over this, go to selection mode, and so that one is done. There's not much we have to do with the handle, so this will be pretty quick. And I'm going to do Control 1 again. Now we're going to go ahead and move down to the guard. So let's go ahead and we need to add edge loops. Now watch what happens. Do Control 1, Control plus 1. And watch what happens when we hit the 3 key. Okay. Alright. So this is what it looks like. It's not terrible, but we want it to be a nice fine edge around. We don't want it to get too soft. Okay. So what we're going to do is go hit the 1 key again. Click on it, hit the 1 key. And we're going to add edge loops. Okay, so I'm going to go into selection mode. Hold the Shift key down, my right mouse button, and go to Insert Edge Loop Tool. I'm going to go to the side, add an edge loop right about there. You can see we have one here. I'm going to add one at the bottom. Okay. And then I'm going to add one close to the edge here, like that. And close to the edge here. And then we're going to do one inside this edge right here, and inside this edge right here, and then we're going to do one on the outside of this edge across here, and then we're going to do one across here. Okay. And so the same thing goes with this, inside and outside, and that looks pretty good. Alright. And I think we are pretty good here. And I think I'm going to do one that follows the edge around here. Okay, just harden that up a little bit, and one over here, like that. Alright, so that looks pretty good. I think we got everything. Let's see if we did get everything. So I'm going to go ahead and move around here like this. Zoom out a little bit. Right click over it, and we're going to hit the 3 key. I'm going to click off. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty nice and sharp right here. We got some nice edges right here. And the only thing I see that could be a kind of a problem is that we've got some edges that are really close together right here, and it's causing some issues. Just like a little creasing right there. It's very, very subtle, but it's there. I can see it. Yeah, you can see that, can't you? Right there. Yep. So you have to really look hard at it. So let me show you how to fix those. Okay. Otherwise, it's looking really nice, like that. Right. Okay. So let's go ahead and hit the 1 key again. There we go. And so you're gonna get this type of area that's really hard and difficult to fix, but I'll show you how to do it. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here to the edge, click off anywhere, and we want to move that over. Okay, So what I'm going to do is, there's a couple things we need to get rid of. So I'm going to get rid of this edge over here and this edge right here. We'll add them later, don't worry. It goes all the way around. What we're going to do is we're going to hold the Control and the Delete key at the same time. Right, the reason why we do that is because if we don't, what will happen is that that edge will leave vertices all the way down, and we don't want that, because then we can't smooth it again. So gotta take care of those. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this edge, okay, this edge here, click off, and then we're going to click this edge right here, and we're going to move that edge over. See how I've got just those three selected, and so I'm going to move that edge along that line. If I were just to do it now, it won't move it along the line, and it does that. Okay. Alright, so we don't want that. That's not good. Hit the Q key. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold down the Shift key and my right mouse button and go to Slide Edge tool. Now I'm gonna take this middle mouse button and slide it over. It's awesome. What we're gonna do is you're trying to get it in the middle. Okay. Alright. In between these two. If you get it too close to this one, it'll create an edge as well. So that looks good. Okay, now we're going to take this guy right here and do the same thing. This one's too close as well, so I'm going to click on those three edges. Okay. I'm going to hold the Shift key and my right mouse button down and click on Slide Edge tool. I'm going to use my middle mouse button, hold it down, and then move it. There we go. Perfect. Excellent. Do the same thing for the other side real quick. Click off, and then go ahead and click your three that you want. Okay. Go ahead and go into Slide Edge Loop. Slide that over like that. And we'll click on this one right here and slide that over as well. So it's fairly easy to fix these type of things. Just have to kind of take your time. And don't rush. There we go. So we're going to do the same thing over here with these. It's really important that we get these as well. Okay, make sure you don't select any other edge loops. That could be a problem. Okay, sliding that one. And sliding this one. I'm just hitting the G key now because it remembers what I did. It makes it a lot faster. Just make sure I don't select anything else. Hit the G key now that I've done it once or twice already. It just remembers what I did the last selection, the last command. Right. Okay. Great. Awesome. And then we'll add those edge loops back again. Over here, because I think that did look a lot better. Go into selection mode, hold the Shift key down and right mouse button and go to insert edge loop, and let's go ahead and add that edge loop again, right about there, right about there, and let's go ahead and see what we got. And we'll go into selection mode, back into object mode up here. And we're going to go ahead and hit the 3 key. Alright. Much better. A lot smoother right there. That looks good. I like that. And let's bring the blade back in. Control 1. There we go. So that looks nice. I like that. This is still on the... Oh, looks like I got something in there. Okay. Let's move that little guy out of the way. Okay. Looks like I got two on top of each other. So I want to make sure that's in a layer so that doesn't get in the way. I'm going to make sure, it's kind of making me nervous that, yep, I got other things in here too. So I'm going to take care of that. Get that in a layer too as well. Bring that back again. Do I have another one in here? Yep, I do. So let's bring that, put that in a layer. Bring that back. There we go. So I'm going to hit the 3 key on that one's done. And then the 3 key on that one is done as well. And that's how it all looks so far. Okay. Alright, that looks good. I'm going to save the hardest one for last. And then the blade. So let's go ahead and put that by itself. And Control 1. Alright, we took the top off, so it's not going to collapse up there. Let's go ahead and hit the 3 key. See what happens to this thing. It loses a lot of volume, doesn't it? Look at that. I'm going to hit the 1 key again, and then the 3 key. That's a huge amount of volume we're losing. We don't want to lose that volume. That's bad. Okay. So to keep it from doing that, we're going to have to make an edge loop that goes all the way around here. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Insert Edge Loop, and we're going to get really close to this. Okay, we're going to get really close to this one too as well. There we go. And see if it goes all the way down, which I think it will. Maybe it doesn't. Rotate around here. Comes close. Right, see what happens now when I go in here and hit the 3 key. Right, now we lose a lot there at the bottom, but I don't think we're losing much on top anymore, which is a good sign. So I'm going to go hit the back to 1 again. We're not losing anything. Look at that. We don't lose any. Okay, what we're having a problem with though is at the top. Go ahead and slide another edge loop up here. Okay, right up here, something like that. And hit the 3 key. Okay, and then the 1 key again. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Let's go back in here. 3 key. Click off somewhere. There we go. Not bad. I think that's looking pretty good. The only problem we're having is the very bottom. We do not want that to cave in on itself. So let's go back in here and hit the 1 key. And get really close here. Find out what the heck's going on here. I think, oh, it's because we don't have anywhere to go with this. So I'd have to go in here. Let's go back out a little bit. You can see that first piece right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this edge right here, that edge right here, and way on the other side, that edge right here, and get rid of these, delete these, and fix that little point we have at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to delete those. Pretty easy to do. Hit the delete key. And then I'm going to go in here and manually do this. And sometimes you have to do that. So I'm going to go hold the shift key down, right mouse button into multi-cut. I'm going to click anywhere in the middle here and then slide it over until it snaps and then let go. And then I'm going to go to the bottom here. Okay, this is where it gets a little tricky. Is we got to go all the way to the end. I don't know if it's going to let me. There we go. Right there. And let go. I'm going to hit the enter key. Okay. Alright, so you can see a big issue is right here. It just doesn't know what to do with this point. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we go in here and take this point and go all straight across. So I'm going to select this edge right here if I can get it to work. I'm going to go back. Okay, try this again. Go to the bottom and just go and just kind of see if I can get it to snap. And then we'll snap across like that. And then we'll go to here and go across like that. And across to here. Will it let me? There we go. And then back around here again. I don't think it'll let me do that properly. I'm going to go back, hit the backspace key all the way back to the beginning. And let's go even back farther, Control Z. Let's get that one out of the way. There we go. I think what we got to do is, let me find out where that edge is. I'm going to go ahead and hit the Q key, right click over this, go to vertex. This is what's causing the problem right here. And I've got some double vertices here, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. what's causing that, so that's going to be a real problem. I can't really go any further until I fix it, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. Hit the F key, kind of focus around there. There we go. That one, and then I'm going to get rid of this one right here. Okay, hit the 4 key so you can see through. Then I'm going to hit the delete key. There we go. So just go slow. I know where these are now. Okay, so that works out pretty good. So I'm going to just see if I can't select the vertex here and hit the F key so I can focus and just kind of rotate around. So right now that's working great. Okay, so now what I'm going to do to finish this blade off, I've got to hold the shift key, right mouse button, go back into multi-cut, and I'm going to click on this guy right here and just snap it. Now it's being weird. Okay, I'm going to try it again. Nope, it doesn't want that. So I'm going to hit the Q key again, get out of there. Let's try to click off. Try to get back in here again. Whoops. Multi-cut. Okay, so it wants to snap right on there. It doesn't want to do that. It wants to be... click on it, I guess. That's really weird. Let me do this. Let me go over here. Very strange. I've never seen that before. Okay, there we go. So there's one. Let's try this again. Click on that. And then click on this. Come on, don't you want to snap to it? There we go. Got it. Hit enter. Got lucky, I guess. And then I'm going to go up here and click on, kind of click on that. Did you see what I was doing there? I just clicked anywhere here and it snapped it up because we want those to weld together. And then I'm going to go here. I think why I'm having problems is it's non-planar. It's not, there it is, planar. So what I had to do is kind of go almost to the side view and hit enter. There we go. So it's working now. It has a problem. Okay, let me do that again. And let's go over here and get kind of flat. You kind of have to move it around until it snaps. There it is, snapped on there. And hit enter. Rotate around. And we'll do the same thing again. Snap it. And get kind of sideways like that. And then go to the bottom and snap it. It may not work. Keep trying. There it is. And enter. Just got to move it around, I guess. Alright, perfect. So from the front view, I'm going to go to the front view and kind of get zoomed in here and get these matched up so they look nice. Alright, so I'm going to marquee select this vertex and move it up. Okay, the rest of it looks good. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to go in here, so that looks good, and then I'm going to go in here and get the last piece on there. So selection mode, and see if this will work now. I'm going to go and hold the shift key down, right mouse button, go to insert or multi-cut, and we'll start right here and snap it. I don't know why it does that. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's go over here and snap it. There we go. And now we're going to move it down. It should have something to snap to now, and it does. That's great. And we'll do that, and then come to the bottom and hit enter. There we go. So that worked. And then I'm going to go to the other side. Click on the middle part and move it down and snap it, and then come down to here, get that pretty close to how this one looks. Okay, and then we're going to snap it to this end right here. Here we go, and hit enter. Perfect. Right, great. I'm going to rotate that around. Do the same thing on this side. And just be patient and rotate around to get this to work. So If it doesn't work one way and it makes a bunch of mess, it makes a mess. Make sure you save your work before you do this, so you don't mess anything up. Seems to be working okay now. I'm going to go in here and snap that. See, it's acting weird, so I'm going to stop and hold and just hit the backspace and click anywhere. There we go. It worked that time. You just have to be patient with it. Make a mistake, just Control Z back. And here we go, the last part. Okay, great. You'll find out if we did a good job on this or not, the blade. So here we go. Select it and hit the 3 key. There we go. Perfect. That looks great. Excellent. We didn't lose any volume at all. Okay, great. Now, if you have a dagger that you want to see this as a sharp edge right here, all the way down, then you're going to want to go ahead and add edge loops there as well. So, where's my copy reference? Don't see my reference. That's weird. Must have deleted that. Alright, so I'm going to turn that back off. Alright, so let's say if you have and some blades are like this where it's really sharp right here, but watch what happens when I hit the 3 key. It just softens that totally out. So if I want to keep that ridge there, which I think we do, I'm going to select it, get really close. I'm going to hold the shift key down, right mouse button, and go to insert edge loop and insert edge loop right here, all the way down, very, very close to that edge here. And same thing with this, like that. And go to this side over here, do the same exact thing. And I'm going to right click over this, hit the Q key, alright. And so we're ready to click on it. I think we're finally done. Hit the 3 key. And now you can see a nice edge all the way down. And that looks really nice. I like that. And that will show up in your baked maps, I believe. Alright, great, perfect. Hit the 1 key again and just go back to selection mode. Okay, so I'm going to go to Control 1 and get everything back again. And the last one that we have left is the top part. Okay. And this is going to get tricky. Right, so this is how this is going to work. We hit the 3 key and it looks all pillowy and weird. Not very nice. Okay. So what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to hit is the sides. So I'm going to go in here to insert edge loop. Now we do want some roundness, but not a lot. So I'm going to move it over. If I did it really, really close, we would get kind of a smoother look. So let's start with this, and let's do this one over here like that. Now, if you go in here and I try to do the same thing for the inside, this is what happens. And then I'm going to get a big old bump on top here. Okay. So that's kind of an odd shape. Let's go Control Z back. Because see how it looks right now. And let me make sure nothing's on top of it. I think I pulled it away before, yeah. So if I hit the 3 key now, what does it do? Well, it kind of gives us the look that we actually, what we're looking for. It's kind of pillowed out a little bit, and actually looks really good. So, but what if we want to make that even a harder edge? So let's see how we can attack that. Alright, so if I were to go in here and add an edge loop, I'd have to start up here, okay, and go all the way around, which I could do, but then it might pinch. But let's give it a shot. And there's no easy way of doing this. So if I go in here to insert edge loop, you can see that I can start here, and it goes all the way to the top. So I'm going to start there, bring it over, and not worry about what it's doing up there. Okay, I can move those around. Okay, and so you just have to clean that up. Now you also could, let's go ahead and click on this. You can see some of the issues you're going to have with it. Hit the 3 key and see that up here it leaves kind of a bump. It's not too bad, but it's a little bump right here. It goes across. Right, you can do this by hand. It takes a lot longer, but it's more accurate because you're doing it yourself. Of course, things are going to look better if you manually do it. It takes time, and it may take a little more time than you want to spend on it, since we basically got what we wanted anyway. So the idea here is that you right click over this and go to multi-cut, and you start cutting all the way down. You just kind of get that cut all the way down, and you're just manually spacing these perfectly, like so. That way you don't make any mistakes. Looks like we got some foul play down here. I'm not sure what happened here. Let's go back. Backspace. Yeah, it doesn't want to go any farther. Right, so let's go ahead and do the last one here and hit enter. There you go. And let me see if I can get this to work. So I'm going to go all the way down here if I can. There we go. And come up here. Nope, doesn't want to. Let's go ahead and go back. And I'm going to hit the Q key a minute. So let's see. How are we going to do this? I think I'm going to start at the bottom and come back up. I think that's what it wants to do. Let's take a look at it. Try one more time. See, there we go. Now it's doing it. It just doesn't want to finish it. It's really weird. So I'm wondering if there's some geometry issues. I'm going to go Control Z back. Let's get this one. This one's good. Hit enter. Just this part right here. So I'm wondering if there's an issue with that. So I'm going to click the Q key and delete that. There we go. Just look at the bottom of it and find out what's wrong. So I'm going to force this. I'm going to go to Edge. Okay. And I'm going to do Control E and just move it over. Hit the W key and just move it over. So I can force this thing. There we go. And then I'm going to do Control E again and move that all the way over here. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is pretty fun. I'm going to go in here, right click over and go to vertex mode. I'm going to select those two, make sure I don't have anything selected behind it. It's nice that you can see how I'm fixing all this stuff, making it work. So that's a good thing. You're actually learning a lot just watching me here. Sorry to bore you guys if you guys are bored, but I'm going to go ahead and merge the center. There we go. So that fixed that. I'm going to go do the same thing with this one. Hit the 4 key, make sure I don't have anything else selected, and I'm going to hit the G key this time. There we go. Should remember my last tool, and I think it did. Alright, great. Alright, hit the 5 key. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to go up and around down here, or you can go across. So we can do a piece that goes across here and go all the way up. I forgot this part. Let's go ahead and do this. Vertex. You can do the weld tool, right? Let's click on this guy, selection mode. Go to target weld, and let's go ahead and click anywhere and click on that guy and just target weld that. And this guy and target weld that. Okay. Sounds good. There we go. And so now you can see I've got that all the way around. I need to fix this part right here. That should work. Get those two actually together, and that will actually work really well. Let's do that before I forget. So I'm going to go in here, insert, do that one and that one, and let's go ahead and just move it over a little bit like that, and hit enter. There we go. And we're going to get those two together. So click on this one and this one, edit mesh, and merge to center. There it goes. So I can actually go in here, hit the 3 key, and that will smooth that. Look at that. It's beautiful. Look how nice that looks. Except for down here. What happened down here? Something happened. Didn't like what I did here. So, what is wrong? Do I have two in the same spot? No, I don't. What about that one? Oh, wait a minute. I think I got something here. Yeah, it didn't do its job. Let's go to 4 again. We got 3, yeah. Yep, that's a problem. If you marquee select something and there's 3 on top of each other, vertices, you need to merge together. So go to edit mesh and merge to center. Alright, that looks good. I'm going to double check these vertices too. Marquee select every single one of them. Make sure I didn't make a mistake. That happens, even to the best of us. Here we go. And hit the 3 key again, the 5 key, much nicer. So I'm just going to do that one side. Okay, you can see the difference, how this looks. If I want a little tighter edge, that's what you would have to do. There's a little more work involved, but it looks a little, you know, if that's what you wanted. I don't want that. I want that really soft look. So I am going to go back where I was with that. But I just wanted to show you how to fix that. Hit the 1 key again. So instead of going all the way back, I know I have a layer with it in there already, but I'm going to go in here, Control Z back, see how far I can go. And let's see. Okay, there it is. Alright, that's good. Alright, and then if we were to soften that, hit the 3 key, it gives you that exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, it'll give us that soft, and the light will reflect off that steel piece too as well. That'll look nice. So the blade is completely done. All we have to do is select everything. Okay, go to object mode and select everything. And we're going to hit the 1 key, and then we're going to go ahead and click on center pivot, delete history, and freeze transformations. Okay, and we're going to select it, and we're going to go Control D, duplicate it. Let's open up a new layer and turn that off. And this will be called edge loop. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and get that turned off. We're going to select that one. I'm going to click on this, and just to make sure nothing's behind it. I always worry about that, because if you do forget and there's something behind it, that could be a real problem. And see, there it is, like I just showed you. So I'm going to go Control A and then get this back into this layer here. There we go. And now we can get that back to where it was. There we go. Okay, so select everything and hold down the space bar and go to Mesh. And then we want to go down to Smooth. And we can just do it at 2. There we go. See how that looks? Okay. Get a close up. And just make sure that's exactly what you want. And that's nice that that blade kind of tucks away up in there. So it looks really realistic. There we go. Cool. Then we are finished with the high poly. That's our high poly. How high is it? It's 18,000 faces, which is cool. Alright, that looks really nice. Alright, so you're going to save this out, file, save scene as, and we'll do this as Dagger high poly. Save the whole scene. And then I'm going to save it by itself. There we go. So we can import it if we want to another scene. So I'm going to go select it, go to X file, export selection. We're going to just do my binary export selection, and we're going to call that Dagger high poly. And let's do this FIN. Here we go. Finished. Export. Okay. And that is great. Okay, the only thing else I can think of is delete the history again. There you go. And save the scene. Alright. FIN01. Okay, great. So we're gonna stop the video, and we're gonna get, it's already 35 minutes in, and so you were able to see some of the really cool stuff we did with that, and show you how to problem solve that out, and then everything else is high poly. And so what we're gonna do is go to the next video, and we'll start the battle axe. See you there.